conversation, but in the couple Hog and Knees meetings we've had, he's been very attentive. Seems to pick things up pretty well, but we're going to put him out there and let him go in the fire.
Do you anticipate having TJ, or is he somebody who's going to be back more running back?
No, TJ's going to be with me, and the big plus is if we do need TJ to go back in the backfield, he's had experience there, but he'll start off with us. He's also going to play Z and play in the slot this year.
You may have talked about this, Coach, but Jerry Cross, how did that come about? And what you said?
Again, Gary was a kid that we recruited out of high school. Again, unfortunately, wasn't able to qualify, but has since got his stuff together. Barry did a great job with him. Just keeping in touch with him and making sure that he was taking care of his stuff from an academic standpoint. The kid busted his tail, got it done, and decided to come out. And he's actually coming in as a walk-on. And we'll talk about what he earns once he's here. But a tremendous athlete. I remember from high school playing on both sides of the ball. A kid, he'll hit you on defense, so he's going to bring some toughness to the group. And I'm just extremely excited to watch him go out and do his thing this camp.
You got a big incoming recruiting class and a lot of receivers. What do you see from those guys? Whatever you've been able to see so far.
A lot of talent. I said earlier today, I think, in my tenure here, this has probably been the most talent I've had at the position, from top to bottom. Even, the walk-ons we have now. To get a guy like Deshaun Gullich, who I had in camp for 2 years, to come walk on, he's a very quick, exciting wide receiver. Gary's a walk-on, who is a scholarship player. We just deep, and, I really am excited about Gerard Barnes, Malik Barkley, and Devion Warren, and Carlin Jackson. We got some talent now. It's my job to get them right, with the X and O part of it and the technique stuff, and just let them go play football.
Coach, how many can you travel?
We'll probably.
That's the number, right? You got to get a number.
Yeah, we've traveled 8 in the past, and that's mostly because of special teams. But if I can get between that 7 and 8 number, sometimes 9, depending on again special teams, I think we'll be fine. And that's my challenge to my kids every year when they come to school here. The kids I recruit, the kids that play for me at my position. I want you to get on the travel squad. So you got to be able to contribute from a special team standpoint, and once you're able to do that, the offensive stuff will come.
Mike, as far as getting Austin and those younger guys on the same page, how much progress was made in 7-on-7 off-season, and then how much more has to happen in fall camp?
Well, we all look good in shorts, and from everything that Austin has portrayed to us, from them throwing, and, I asked the receivers, J-Red, the same thing. I think they've done a pretty good job. But, when the stuff starts flying and, you got the pads on, it's a different story. I think these first 10 days, Coach B wants to go in and it's going to be Arkansas versus Arkansas. We're going to try and put them in as many situations as possible for them to show us what they can do. To answer your question, I think a lot of progress has been made, but the ceiling is still very high, and we won't know, especially with my freshmen, till 2 or 3 years from now, how much progress they've really made.
You may have touched on this, but what kind of leader is Cornelius becoming?
He's been awesome, man. I teased him the other day in meetings. I'm tired of looking at him as a coach, because, we held him in the spring the last couple of weeks because of his hamstring. And then, a couple of days out here, coaches kind of let the seniors kind of sit back and be coaches. I'm tired of seeing him as a coach. I want to see him as a player. But he's been tremendous, man. I'm so proud of Jared, to make the decision to come back and then to embrace this group the way he has, because all the guys that he's been close to for so long are all gone. But to embrace these guys, especially the junior college kids and the freshman kids, it's been fun to watch. And, I hope he plays for a long time, but I think he might have a future in coaching.
Like you said, Petway made a jump in the spring. Have you seen that in the summer too?
Yes, I think LaMichael's still, continued to progress. We had a hiccup, with some parking stuff, but LaMichael is growing, and it's still a challenge for me and LaMichael to continue to grow as not only a receiver but as a person, because that's the ultimate goal, to get these guys to also be successful off the field. But he has. I'm proud of the way Mike looks. We all know he's a specimen to look at when he walks on the field and then in the classroom. and from an X and O standpoint, he's been on point. You know, he's also a guy now that has played Z, but I'm not afraid to play him out at X either.
What about Jordan?
He's the key, man. If we don't have a guy like Austin, we're nowhere. Especially at my position. I mean, a receiver's nothing with a quarterback, but Austin's maturity, Austin's gamemanship, Austin's ability to communicate with my guys has been second to none, and it's going to pay off for us in the fall, you know. But right now we're concentrating on first day and just trying to install day one and get everybody on the same page and just let them go play football.
Jordan, I know Coach keeps saying he looks like it, but is he going to play like it?
That's to be seen. You know, I totally believe it. You know, I think sometimes we forget that he's just a redshirt freshman. He hasn't played yet. He hasn't played since high school. And, you know, talent-wise, like Coach said, yes, he is every bit the part. You know, he's going to bring something to the table that we had last year with Dominique with the speed thing. My thing is continue to develop him consistently. So when he does go out there, he's just playing like he did when he was in high school.
Have you seen some growth this summer?
Yes. You know, he's another. I mean, him and J. Red are best friends. The growth in the classroom has been outstanding. The growth in the weight room has been good. So I'm looking forward to watching him go this camp.
Brandon Martin, can he be a Keon Hatcher in terms of physicality?
I hope so. You know, and that's big shoes to fill. I see it every day. Keon Hatcher is obviously one of the best receivers we had here the last couple of years, and you know, I think it says something for him that he's in camp and with the Raiders and doing what he's doing. But if Brandon Martin is half the player in Game 6 that Keon was, you know, in his junior year, we'll be fine.
I guess Nance kind of dealt with a little injury there in the spring. How's he doing right now?
Doing great. Everything's healed up. You know, he just had a little swelling on the knee and been doing a good job with Matt and his crew downstairs, and he's ready to go.
Coach, I'm curious, several of your newcomers like Barnes and Warren, they played quarterback in high school, and you got Barkley, who played running back. I mean, how big of an adjustment is it for them, and is that like a benefit having that experience at another position in high school?
I believe it's a benefit. You know, I always look to myself. I was a high school quarterback. The thing I always tell them, you know, they had the ball in their hand every play. You know, they're used to catching the ball, especially in today's offenses down in the spread. You know, they're always catching, so their hand-eye coordination is good. The thing I can teach, I don't teach hips. I don't teach feet. And all three of those guys already have that. You know, my thing is to develop them from a technique standpoint at wide receiver. That's a little different than the other positions, but I look forward to watching them. And I don't think it's a big adjustment for them. I think all three of those guys are more than capable of doing what they have to do to win outside.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.